Hello, Apple family. It's me again, Courtney, with Apple Athletic Club, coming at you live from my home for our final parts to our 4-part series of healthy eating and weight loss to help give you something to do while we're all sitting at home. I'm so excited to tackle we're hitting 3 parts today of our series. We're going to start with some lean protein, give you a little bit of information on that, why it's important to be getting in your lean protein. Notice how I said lean protein. Next would be our whole grains. We're going to tackle whole grains and why, yes, they are good for you. Carbs are good. And the last is mindset and why when we're doing all of this, the most important thing to have is a healthy and positive mindset. Let's start with lean protein. Why is lean protein so important? First, it's an appetite suppressant. It's very satiating. It's going to suppress your appetite more than fats or carbs will. And this is in form of real food. That's the way I put it, in real food instead of liquid form. Protein shakes are good. They're great. They're great to have on hand if you're busy or if you have a really go lifestyle. But always, real food is always going to be your best your best choice. So that's why we always push eating your chicken, eggs, turkey, fish. We hit on that last time. Shellfish are huge, very lean, so good for you, so many added benefits. They also are going to help preserve your lean body mass and bone mineral density. And it promotes a healthy weight loss as well. And that's when you're combining it with resistance training. As we all know, resistance training of lifting weights is good for you. Protein is going to help preserve and maintain that. You want to focus again on your lean sources, such as fish and chicken. And now keep in mind, if you're doing chicken, none of the skin, none of the fried chicken, none of that. Straight chicken. You can season it. There are so many recipes out there anymore. We all have Instant Pots, crock pots. That's my favorite way to cook it. You can get it done in a short amount of time and prep a lot all at once. So you can have it all through your week. Add it to meals. It is so easy to do, you guys. Wild game is another one. I was super excited when I learned. I didn't know about this when I first started going over these way last year. I asked Robbie. We all know Robbie. In his hunting, he's so knowledgeable, and I had I shot my first deer, and I wanted to know, hey, where does wild game fall as far as getting our lean protein in? It is great. It's healthy. That is some of the best kind of sources that you can get is your wild game. It's wild. You shot it. It's been living out there. It's not fed by other people. It's so fantastic. I love life. Hi, Robbie. So wild game's great. You can also get it from your beans, seeds, and nuts as well. Limit your red meat. We touched on this last time as well. You should be limiting it to about 18 ounces a week. Any more than that, you're going to be at a threat for colon cancer, heart disease. Red meat we really want to avoid. As delicious as it is, avoid the red meat. Or just limit it. Not completely avoid, limited it. Let's hit on processed meat. Processed, we all know what processed means, meaning man-made or a man played a part in it. We may have added some stuff to it. Those are your things such as ham, bacon, mostly anything that comes from like your deli meats, hot dogs, bologna, and salami. Again, these are going to contribute to diseases such as colon cancer and heart disease. These should be avoided. You can still make your sandwiches. You like sandwiches, we're going to touch on that next. Make sure you're using whole grain bread. But you can still make them with your chicken at home. Wild game, get creative. This is what's really cool about healthy eating is you really aren't as limited as you think you are. You're not. You have so many options. Get creative and find what you like. And healthy eating can truly be enjoyable. Let's move on to whole grains. So I have a little drop here. This is my artwork here. This is your whole grain right here. And I really like how the book, we approach it as whole grains. A lot of us see it as carbs, and we like to use the term carbs. We're going to talk about it in the grain form right here. So this is your whole grain. It is composed of your bran out here, your endosperm, and the germ here in the middle. In this form, you are going to get the most nutrients out of your whole grain. This is fantastic, okay? So you want to choose whole over refined. What does refined mean? Refined means that they actually took this bran right here and they took out the bran, not the bran, the whole wheat. They took out the bran and they also took out the germ is what they did. So that all that's left is the endosperm right here. And this is actually the starchy center of it. So that's what we are left with. Enriched. So you're going to see a lot. I mentioned last time reading labels, read your labels. I mentioned that. And when you read labels, you're going to start to notice the terms refined or enriched is huge. That's your key word, that it's not a whole grain. Enriched means that they have taken out the bran and the germ. They've taken that out, but they've tried to put the nutrients back in to make it better. Or so you're still getting those nutrients. You're not. So what basically happens is that you are lacking 10 more nutrients out of the 15 nutrients you could be getting out of this. You're lacking 10 of them because they've only added in about 5 more to enrich it. That's why, again, the whole grain is so important. Again, it's kind of, when I'm reading about this at first, I remember going to the grocery store and I compared the breads. So here's something cool. Go ahead and try it. We don't want to hang around the grocery stores too much, but take a look at bread. So you may have a loaf of bread and that loaf of bread looks like it's whole wheat, right? It might be tan, it might be brown. You're going to think, okay, this is whole grain. This is going to be good for me. Take it on home, make your sandwiches, whatever, your avocado toast. Here's the thing. Even though it may look like it, you flip it on over, the first ingredient could be enriched flour or enriched or refined, whatever. You want to look at the keywords whole grains, whole wheat, gram flour, stuff like that. You should be reading the labels, and that's how you know you are getting the whole benefit of the grain, okay? Surprisingly, it is associated with low BMI. I feel like in this world that talking about whole grains or carbs is almost controversial for some. It's good for you. They are good for you. You are getting a full and balanced, and that's what we're teaching here in the Beyond Diets, is a totally balanced whole setup of food that you can be eating. You're not totally eliminating one thing, okay? Carbs aren't bad for you. You just want to stick to the healthy ones. They are associated, whole wheat, and it shows that those are getting full servings of whole wheat every day. It is associated with a low BMI. It also helps avoid type 2 diabetes. This is a kicker, you guys. 99% of grain-based products that Americans are eating are refined. 99. That's a lot. We are not getting the nutrients that we could be getting, and that is why we have such a problem with weight in our country and obesity, and because we are choosing the wrong carbohydrates. We need to be choosing the correct ones that are going to benefit and nourish our bodies. So pay attention again. I'm gonna keep hitting that. Pay attention to the labels. See what you're eating. Stick to whole foods. Stick to your cracked wheat. I love cream of wheat, oatmeal, things like that. Aside from your processed, anything that's gonna be pre-boxed, like your cereals, stuff like that. Whew, that's my favorite topic. Let's move on. Kind of wrap all of this up together. We have gone over a lot, you guys, since you've been here with me. We've gone over a lot, right? Let's talk about the mindset of all of it. It's all up here. Really. The biggest obstacle, really think about it. The biggest obstacle is not the food. It's not your exercise. It's what's going on up here and what you are telling yourself throughout this whole process. It is so important that we cannot be negative. We cannot talk negatively to ourselves. It is important that we approach it in a positive way, that we actually have the opportunity to do something amazing for our bodies, that we are in control. And that's the really big thing. So this is going to take a lot of what we call cognitive restructuring. It basically means is cognitive, your thoughts, your brains, your thoughts, restructuring, changing how you think about it. If you're going to be miserable this whole time, okay, if you're going to tell yourself, this sucks, I can't have this, I can't have that, or this is bad for me, I don't want to put this, you guys, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to see the good that comes out of it, okay? So we need to restructure our thinking, replace irrational thinking with constructive thoughts and factual thoughts, okay? Telling yourself, I'm in control, okay? The facts are, it comes down to me. You want to talk rationally to yourself, like, this isn't all going to be done in one day. It's all going to be done in 1 week. This is going to take time. False beliefs, okay? This is huge, huge. It's kind of, honestly, this is where I get a little blunt, okay? I like to be blunt as far as this goes. This is, your false beliefs is where you really have to be honest with yourself. It's about, basically, quit telling yourself that you may have ruined your metabolism. It's really, really, really hard to do that. You most likely didn't. Telling yourself that you're destined to be overweight, or I just can't do this, or, you know, this is how it's going to be. I had a few babies, you know, now I've got, you know, the extra baby weight that moms have. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. If you are uncomfortable with that extra baby weight, guess what? You can change it. If you're uncomfortable with where your body is at, it is all in your power. That's when I chose to change my habits. After I had my son, who is now 7 years old, the light of my life, I gained baby weight. I had a desk job and I ate a lot. I love sandwiches. I ate a lot and I gained a lot of weight. And after I'd had him, I really did not feel like myself in my body. I was uncomfortable. I did not like the way my clothes fit. I felt tired and something needed to change. And I'm surprised to say I was kind of hesitant to go back to the gym. I didn't want to know. It was coming to terms with, I didn't want to know how out of shape I was, but I had to realize it. I didn't want to come to terms with, I had to stop eating out almost every other night because that's what we were doing. And that I needed to start cooking at home and being more aware of what I was eating. It is all on you, but you need to realize that this is where the empowerment comes from, okay? This is where you can feel confident in yourself and knowing, I am making these decisions. I know I deserve this. I know I deserve to be healthy. I know my body needs this. Same thing with your workouts. This is really funny. This is something I do. I love running. I love working out and cardio. Sometimes I don't want to do it. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes I don't want to push as hard when I know I can push harder. I'll be running. Say I'll be doing sprints or trying to keep a high pace, keep that heart rate up. And in my head, I'm going, I want to slow down. I don't want to do this. I want to slow down. I start smiling. This is weird. Try it though. I smile. And that, first of all, that's going to be the first thing that changes how I feel while I'm doing it. I'm smiling. Second is I try to start to think to myself, I am so lucky to be able to do this. I am so lucky I have a body that can do this, that I can physically do this. And my body deserves this. I am doing something better for myself right now. It is changing that cognitive craziness that's going on up in there. It is just changing your thinking from negative to a positive mindset. And it's going to become so much more enjoyable. It's going to come second nature to you. It's going to be great. Okay, let's move on to unrealistic expectations. Now, I understand that some of us have big weight loss goals. We may have big weight loss goals, and it seems like they're just so unachievable, especially if you've been trying at this for so long, and the fad diets and losing weight and gaining it back, and you're exhausted and you're discouraged. You're like, this is me. This is how it's going to be, y'all. It is basically, the way I put it is focusing a little bit at a time. So you have your big goal, your big end goal right here. But let's focus on the little bits at a time. Let's start with, say 10 pounds. Let's start with a 10-pound goal. You're 10 pounds, you did it. Like you keep at it, you trust the program, you go about your day, you're tracking, you're working out, you're burning those calories. Next thing you know, that's 10 pounds are gone. You did it. What? Okay, let's go another 10. And the next thing you know, you're 20, 30, 40 pounds down. It is a matter of the small little steps that are going to add up to that big goal, okay? Fast weight loss is not going to be sustainable. It's not. It's going to feel slow. Some days you may not see progress. Some days you might not feel like, you saw a whole lot and now you're not. You didn't put it all on overnight or in a week. You are not going to lose it all overnight or in a week. One of my favorite quotes to go by, I guess you could say it's a quote, it's well known in military, is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Even though we are not approaching fast weight loss, one thing I have noticed is, when you maybe hit that goal, or as you're going, you look back and you think, it kind of really didn't seem that long. Slow and steady. Slow is smooth, smooth is quick. But you're going to look back and before you know it, that weight's gone. And you're going to go, cool, let's keep going. You're going to have a totally different mindset. It is just keeping on it. Don't rush it. Understanding that it is just a day at a time, a week at a time, a month at a time. And those results will follow. Let's go to thinking your self-thinking as far as thinking, I've mentioned this, poor me, sucks, I can't eat that, I'm at a family picnic, I can't eat that. It's not what we're teaching you. We're teaching you, choose the healthy ones, portion control, have some of that Jell-O salad, include it in your food log. You can't have it. And you tell yourself that, I can't have it. Or if there's a day where you're like, I want to nail it today. I do. One thing that I always like to think is especially when I was prepping for bodybuilding competitions, was a completely different dieting. But the mindset that I would have at times is the same as, okay, those cookies aren't going anywhere. I may want them now. They're going to be there forever. There's always going to be cookies. There's always going to be something, guys. It's always going to be there. You're not losing out. So say you have a good day where you're working really hard, you want to hit everything, then tell yourself that. You might be tempted at a moment and tell yourself, not today. It'll be there next time. I can always have it. I am choosing not to today. And that is where more of your confidence comes in. That's where you realize you can say no. That's where you realize I can make healthier choices. I am doing this. And it gets easier and your confidence starts building. And again, your healthy choices, the weight loss, everything like that follows. Not only weight loss, you guys, how you feel, how you perform when you're working out, when you're going up the stairs, when you're playing with your kids. That is when you start to see the results. And that's almost when it gets easier. You want to stick to it. It's just a matter of being consistent. That's all. Consistency. Another huge one is stay on track. This is kind of tails off to what I just talked about, is staying on track. Okay. When in the diet world, if we're dieting and we accidentally slip up, we think to ourselves, shoot, I messed up. We're done. Okay, starting again tomorrow because I messed up. Throw away the rest of the day. I'm going to go eat the rest of those Pringles and, not worry about it for the rest of the day. No. No. That is not the mode of thinking that we need to have. That is considered negative thinking. We want to approach it a thinking of, okay, I maybe ate off track. I maybe ate something I wasn't planning on eating today. Oops, I'm going to put it in my food log, deduct my calories, and I know that it's there, and carry on throughout the rest of the day. And just base my calories for the rest of the day based on the little snack that you had that you weren't planning on. Balancing those calories, like I mentioned the other day, like a checkbook. It's really not an all or nothing. As in, I messed up, start again tomorrow. That's why we get stuck in the same rut over and over and over again doing this. That's why we don't see the results. That's why we get tired, and that's why we get frustrated, is that we're almost too hard on ourselves. We give up easily. We let one small thing ruin the whole thing. So if we can just be focused and have that positive mindset and say, it's okay, like be nice to yourself. It's okay. Okay, I wasn't planning on eating that. We went to this event. Okay, I'm going to record it, but I'm going to keep going and carry on the next day and carry on the next day. I'm not going to put it off. I'm not going to start again tomorrow. You won't see results that way, you guys. The biggest thing in all of this that I really want to promote is to celebrate your victories, the smallest victories. Whether you're stronger, you lifted more weight, or you may not see movement on the scale, but your clothes are fitting differently. That is amazing. That is something to celebrate. It is appreciating those small things that is going to make this whole journey so much more rewarding. Don't focus on what you didn't lose. Don't focus on what you didn't do. Focus on what you did. Focus on how you feel and the positives. That's going to make your approach to all of this so much more rewarding. Surround yourself with supportive people. Support is huge. Get a buddy to go to the gym with. When the club is back open, get someone to go with. Hit some classes. That's why our WOW class, our women's only weight loss class, is amazing. It is a great support system. Find support from family members while you're at home. Get everyone on the same boat. Go for a walk outside together. It's finally looking nice outside today. Okay? Celebrate the small victories and appreciate what you are doing. Appreciate what your body is capable of doing. And know that you are doing this to better yourself and that you deserve it. There's no reason why you don't deserve it. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to better yourself. If you want to lose the weight, you deserve to lose the weight. If you want to lift more, you deserve it. That's the approach that you need to take to all of this. It is all just in your control. With that being said, you guys, I'm so lucky. I'm so excited I was able to come to you with this series, give you this information, give you some insight, hopefully make this whole catastrophe we're going through right now a little bit more bearable, and maybe answer some questions for when you do go to stock your cupboards next on what we can do to, for your family and for you. Give you those tools to use during this time. They are so valuable, and I promise if you stick to it, you really will see those results. You will. Again, you guys, I really appreciate it. This was so much fun, and hang in there. Hang in there. We'll get through all of this together and hope to see you all back at the club very, very soon. Stay healthy, you guys.